successfully defended his world heavyweight championship.
Kowalski's got him right where he wants him.
Dory Funk Jr. wanting that world heavyweight championship.
10 pounds of pure gold.
Simon Felder's Dusty Rhodes has just become the world heavyweight wrestling champion.
Presenting the greatest organization in wrestling history.
We always deliver on our promises at the National Wrestling Alliance.
Pretty hard, and look at Buddy gonna work now. Oh!
Hey everybody, it's Durger time. Thank you for joining me once again for another episode of NWA The Dynasty. We are back after a very successful episode 1. Very happy with what we had accomplished in that first episode, and the feedback has been fantastic. So a lot of people really happy to see the NWA alive in some capacity on the save and on the channel. So I'm very happy to see that that fervor for the save reunited for people after its long hiatus and revival. Again, for those joining us, do not worry. This is a new save, but it heavily borrows from some of the past things that we've done on the channel. So if you have not seen the NWA, Billy Corgan's NWA series in the past that I started like 4 or 5 years ago now, go ahead. There's a playlist on the channel. You can go get caught up, but for the most part, this is generally a reboot, continuation, reimagining. It's a whole bunch of different things all put in one. So if you're not that committed to going through, I don't even know how many episodes at this point, don't worry, you'll be able to follow along just fine. So what happened in the last episode? Well, it was a really simple episode. Not much happened on Worldwide here. Obviously, we had the beginnings of our tournament. So we had Cody with Ricky Starks and Cody going over. We had the Von Erichs kind of calling out their shot for the titles. A match between Ramona Riot and Allison Kay. A weird thing with QT Marshall, where it seems like he might be trying to recruit Tim Storm Jr. to the factory, and we had as well the shock loss of Ace Austin, our former champion, who in our previous save was our last NWA World Champion, now the first man out of the tournament, after being pretty upset that he's even in the tournament, because he felt like he should have been in the finals. He should have been the person that got an automatic buy-in, because after, obviously, Billy Corgan, Jeff Jarrett, all the people kind of went defunct and belly up before we had this weird concoction of the Rhodes buying the NWA. We had all of our titles stripped, and we are now in a situation where we have to fill every one of our Alliance titles, and as well as our World Television title. I'm thinking of adding more. A lot of people are saying, we should probably focus also on developing what we have in-house. Certainly that's the case. I want there to be more belts that are exclusive to us in sort of a regional capacity. But for now, for our size, for where we're at, I think it's the best decision to just simply let it ride with the World Television title, which will act as sort of our, not main, but it's almost like a floating main. It's like a heavy secondary, let's say. It's one that is not going to be treated as a main title necessarily. Like, it won't be one that's like, oh, well, this is our company's main title. It's more of a, this is the person that represents, the fighting champion of the NWA. But the Alliance, as we grow it, will have access to all 3 of our world titles. So theoretically, these things could really get wild. Who knows how that could work, because anybody in the Alliance can strip these at any time and supplant their own. And someone had asked, and sorry, I can't remember the username of who asked, but they were like, well, what the hell happens if like your tag team loses and someone else is there? Well, we can take that guy. So we roll with that story. That's part of the uniqueness of the alliance is that everyone's working together. So if someone decided that they think that title holder is more important, maybe we run a story about that and we start, pulling them in and booking them as a pivot to a story. So that's what I'm excited about, because who knows what could happen. In reality, I don't think that's going to happen very much, because most of the people we're going to be picking from are likely going to be smaller than us, even though we are tiny right now. So, that said, we're probably going to see our guys remain, because they're probably going to be the most prestigious of the batch. So I'm not too concerned about that. Our main focus right now, obviously, is expanding, getting bigger. We have a decent war chest after the brothers Rhodes came in and deposited their income. Cody leaving that super posh WWE contract to come here to work peanuts. Somehow the most unrealistic thing we've done in a series that involves demons and people getting yeeted to hell itself. So, that was the straw. That was a straw that broke the camel's back in believability. But the Rhodes brothers are here. They've built a war chest a little bit that will just quickly deplete. I mean, we're not going to be profitable for a while, but our goal here is to leverage this money as a cushion as we aggressively try to expand, get bigger, get a better TV deal, because, boy, I don't want to be on IWTV for much longer, and I really don't like the idea of paying $7,500 per pay-per-view, even though it's only going to be like 3 of them. Not fun, but I think will be worth it in the end. But we'll see, I guess. So I guess we'll see how that goes. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get on over to our next episode of Worldwide. We have Crossroads in 18 days. So we got a couple more weeks of build for our first pay-per-view. Let's go ahead and let's get to it. All right, another Monday, another Worldwide. We got a backstage incident, at least one. Looks like just Protege is good. Of course, Ricky Morton has been passing tips to Tim Storm Jr., trying to help build him up. Tim Storm's been active in between our fast forwards here for our advances, because I've seen him show up in multiple little indie shows now. Obviously, in this save, we have added a bunch of people, so it's pretty cool to see some of the new, smaller companies utilizing some of our guys. We will medal, and I don't know what we're going to medal with, but we know that Nick Aldis and Ricky still have some issues. I would like to try to get rid of that, but that's probably unlikely at this point. A chance of seating. Okay. Not bad. No effect this time. Well, we can keep hammering away at it, and hopefully that will do something. We will, of course, be in the GPD studios. Only 153 fans showing up. So, again, tickets not great. We might even drop ticket sales to accommodate and try to sell out the location. Not a huge deal, because I think our maximum potential anyways is so minimal. I mean, we're not making any money off of this. I can't imagine. GBD Studios has 200 people capacity. Hiring cost is only $200. So, we could probably look at our tickets. I don't know if we can look at it here. Right now, for a pay-per-view, we're making $11 per person. So we're profitable with what we have here. If we were to drop it, let's see, went cheap, that's still profitable. Very cheap, still profitable. So we might do that just to pull in some people. I don't know if that takes effect now. Let's go with very cheap. Let's normal for events, very cheap for TV show. Let's just try to bring people in. We'll lose a little bit of money, but not a lot. So, yeah, we bumped it up to 214 fans. That's a sellout. So, we're still going to sell out the location, but we'll have it nice and packed. More people, more eyes seeing it. I'm not interested in the money right now. We're interested in the eyes and moving that popularity up as fast as possible. So that's a win in my book. And we'll still make a little bit of money. Actually, we'll still make like $400. So whatever. All right. We got some absent workers. Just someone that's not here yet. That's fine. So we got a show to run. And we got some tournament stuff to deal with. So, and also, we have to start our tag. There's a lot that we got to do in this episode. I don't even know if I can get it all in there. So we'll see what we can do. But I'll catch you guys on the flip for the next episode of Worldwide. Alright guys, we are back. We got the full card. Chaotic one, actually. That 1.5 hours is tough to book for me. I just can't seem to cut it down. We have 2 pre-show matches, nothing story related, just trying to play around with some of our new hires and see how they work together, see what their skill sets are in a safe environment. So let's go ahead, let's run this show and see what is happening. So again, pre-show, we got Leland Race, Ricky Knight Jr., Jordan Oliver, and Casey Navarro in a tag match. I don't know how any of these guys are going to perform, so at this point, I'm just trying to see what the baseline is. I know they're not very popular here, so we have that we have to deal with. Not a big deal, because we can build that up, but I want to see also what their general ring performance, what's our baseline at right now. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad. Jordan Oliver, Casey Navarro defeat Leland Race, Ricky Knight. Ricky Knight takes the pin, eats that loss. Leland Race apparently protected a little bit. Ricky Knight's not looking bad though, 36 out of the gate. Jordan Oliver's looking very good at a 42. Leland is the weak link here at 27, and Casey Navarro is about middle of the pack. So overall, honestly, not horrible. Like, all of these guys we could put with an established person in a tag team and probably do pretty okay with. So that's I'm pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, Ricky Knight gets a very poor rating for his old school face gimmick. Everybody else seems to be fine. Same situation. I don't really have any baseline on these guys. I'm very disappointed on the Billington boys here. Dynamic duo have a 14 each. A lot of that might just be a total lack of familiarity in the US. So that could be a problem. Their gimmicks are a mixed bag, let's say. But the end looked very solid. 37 of 43. We know these guys are going to be a pretty solid mid-card heel stable for us. So overall, I know Billington, they might be getting some more matches on pre-shows for a while, because that's a hell of a stinker for performance, but we'll see if we can build them up and see what we can do from there. Boy. Alright, so we start the show off with Dustin. Dustin comes out. He's got 4 women by his side. Thunder Rosa, Mickie James, Kimberly, Ramona Riot, and he talks about the legacy that the NWA had before, and while all the titles were vacated in the hiatus, he knows that these 4 women held up the division. So Mickie James, I think, was only champion for like a month. Whatever. Doesn't matter. 4 people that were our champions in the past, in some capacity or another, some longer, some not. Go with it. But he says that these 4 are going to get an automatic chance at Crossroads or next pay-per-view to compete in an elimination match, but he's a big believer in having the old with the new and not just giving an opportunity to all the same old faces. So he has a match tonight, a battle royal, the winner of which will be the 5th woman to enter the elimination tournament or elimination match to have a shot at being the new NWA Women's Champion. So, we got all 4 of them. We're going to have something to do. We have a battle royal tonight to determine who's going to be the 5th person there. So overall, not too bad. We have more women on the card. In fact, most of the people in the battle royal are actually jobbers, because I'm looking to pace out some of the female wrestlers that we have for story purposes. So if you saw episode 0 and you saw some of the people that I have listed, and you're like, where the hell are they? I'm staggering them out. So we have them hired now, but I don't necessarily want to have them all show up within the next 3 weeks. We're going to be pacing them out. We're going to be building them up differently, and we're going to be slowly trickling them in to make sure, we don't oversaturate the division and then, don't have enough to do with all. Now, they might get pissed off in the meantime. We'll see. We'll play it by ear, but I have a suspicion that we'll be fine for a couple weeks, at least up to the event, and then in the event, we probably will have to, bring a couple people in or something like that. All right. Backstage, we got in the parking lot, in the weird area of the back of the NWA. It's not necessarily the parking garage, but it's got, cages of weird stuff. We got the entire team. So the Zicky Dice apparently just kind of hanging out in the corner isn't on screen because I don't know. But Jarek 120 is trying to teach Matthias Breeze how to do that little thing with the coin where you fetch it behind someone's ear. And Matthias Breeze keeps on acting like he is completely shocked and astounded, like it's real magic. Every time he sees it, he's like a child. Ace Austin sees the camera, walks over, cuts a promo. He's pissed off, obviously. Felt that he shouldn't have been in the open of the tournament to begin with. He should have had a bye. Now he got, he lost to basically a jobber. He's pissed off. And he goes, I'm so sick of this. Everywhere I go, it's new management, new company, it's the same old story. The story of Ace Austin is the story of the guy that everybody knows should be at the top because I'm faster, I'm smarter, I'm more athletic, I'm more engaging, I'm more entertaining. And yet I'm constantly shoved aside for people that are older and slower and weaker and boring. Dusty ass Rhodes over there, just another out of touch booker who doesn't respect what I'm capable of. Takes me for granted. But don't worry. I'll show you real soon. I'll show you what happens to people that stand in my way. I've got more tricks up my sleeve, belt or no belt. So we got a threat from Ace Austin, a bitter Ace Austin. Seems like you might be threatening Dustin, but maybe not. Maybe just in general. We'll have to see what he is planning on doing. But Ace Austin definitely is pissed off and feeling like he's constantly being looked over and overlooked and disrespected. And fair enough, right? We advance our storyline with it, and we move on to with a 41 here to our next segment. And our next segment is a very quick match: Chris Adonis versus Pillman Jr. Pillman Jr. defeats Chris Adonis in 6 minutes by submission. Pillman's got 44. Adonis has a 38. Somehow Brian Pillman got a poor debut of his gimmick. I don't know why. Jesus, Brian, work with me here. Trying to help you. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. All right, the match is a 41. Overall, it's pretty okay. Still pisses me off. Afterwards, Joe Galley goes to the ring. It's a very quick match, so he wants to have a post-match interview. Pillman was absent episode 1, one of our longer-running NWA champions, so Joe Galley wants to kind of pick his brain about where the hell was he, right? Pillman comes up to him. He's looking clearly happier. He's not as disgruntled right now. Pillman was, by the end of our first save, unhinged, let's say. And he seems calm or collected. Joe Guy goes, Brian, you're back in the NWA. You've shown yourself capable of making short work of your opponents. But the internet's been asking, like, why weren't you in the tournament to crown an NWA World's Heavyweight Champion? It's a title you previously held. A lot of your other champions were there. Why weren't you booked in that match? And Pillman nods and sighs. He's calmer than ever before, a little less bitter, but a little more confident too. Because, to be truthful, I was asked. And I turned it down. That belt, that 10 pounds of gold, it's a powerful thing. A legacy in it. So much history. So much weight of responsibility in it. Be honest, if you're not ready for it, it changes you. Like voices in your head just start to tell you you're not ready, you're not capable, everyone's coming for you. The pressure, the weight of it all can start to crush you if you're not careful. You start become something that you don't want to be. I became that. I became someone that I never wanted to be. That man was not me. But, that allure is still there. But I know that I need to prove myself. And, not just to me, but I think I have to prove it to everyone else that if I get it again, and I will get it again, I won't stumble, I won't crack, I won't fold, I won't get careless, I won't get psychotic, I won't stumble. And I'm here working for the ground up, fighting day in and day out, no shortcuts. And one day I'll be back and I'll be ready. So we got a very face Pillman right now. Soul seeking a bit, coming back calmer, saying he's going to be not a fighting champion, but a fighting challenger. He's here to work the card bottom to up, and he's going to show people that he is truly the person that should hold that belt, and he doesn't need to be in a tournament to do it. He doesn't need to be hot-shotted to the top. He's going to do it his way. Unfortunately, the segment doesn't do great. Strong suit's not the mic work. We'll have to find somebody at one point to be a better manager for him. But we get the point across, and that's really what is important. We are going to turn him babyface. He was set previously as a heel. He's probably going to end up more a tweener, but for now, he's definitely more on the side of babyface. And we have one of 3 matches. We have a lot of matches tonight for our tournament, because we are going to get down towards the nitty gritty of our tournament here. We got Jacob Fatu and Nick Aldis on side A of our tournament here, and Fatu, a newcomer for NWA, former MLW champion, former Crockett Cup finalist, I believe. Has joined us here officially. Obviously challenging against Nick Aldis, one of our champions, one of NWA's champions here, or former champions. And he defeats him. 15 minutes by submission. We have a pretty solid showing here, 56 and 52 respectively. Nick Aldis and Camille have some issues with the face-heel divide. We'll have to deal with that. I think Nick Aldis is probably going to end up being a heel. I feel like that's pretty much where he resides best. So we'll have to change that, and I think that'll fix that, because I would rather not change Camille's face. That seems a little weird. Overall, though, match very solid, 55. I can't complain about that. Pretty damn good. For some reason, Cody's off screen. Don't know why. Damn it. Sometimes when you do those bookings in the angles, you press a button one too many times and screw it up. But we got a Cody Rhodes promo. Still gets the segment rating. It's fine. Comes out in sheer darkness, I guess. No one can see him on screen. He comes out for having a dramatic promo. This is a Cody-ass face Cody promo like you've never heard. And he's out there and he's talking about, grandiose stuff. And he says that all his life, all he's been looking for is a place to call home. And he could never really find it. He tried in Japan. He's tried, in the home of honor. He's tried it in the home of strong style. He's tried building his own house. And he's even tried going back to the biggest house. But he knew there was only one true home for him. The home that his father built. Obviously, people know he's talking about the NWA. People cheer. This is, again, a face Cody promo like you've never seen. He says he promises to be the person everybody for years has said he needs to be and wanted him to be. And he's going to be that here in the NWA. And he believes that it's time for wrestling to return out from the grasp of out-of-touch old men and the children of billionaires and into the hands of the families that have lived and breathed through it. Back to, wrestling for wrestlers, wrestling for wrestling fans. It's typical Cody stuff. The crowd eats it up. It's the most babyface Cody you've ever heard. Sickly sweet babyface. Total what you would expect from him at this point. Does great. I mean, he knows how to talk. And we just let him go out there and do his thing, and it did perfect. And then that led into his match, which obviously is the semifinals, him versus Brock Anderson. It's a good match. Cody does defeat Brock Anderson, but surprisingly, it wasn't really due to anything specifically Cody did. Obviously, Cody was definitely likely to win this matchup anyways, but after a ref distraction, a ref problem, we had Ace Austin run in, hit Brock Anderson with some foreign object of some sort, lay him out, look at Ace and Cody kind of meet eyes for a second, and Austin just kind of walks away. Ref looks down, isn't sure what happened, sees Brock on the ground. Cody doesn't say anything. Brock staggers up, and Cody gives him the crossroads for the win. So we have poor Brock Anderson is the target of Ace Austin's fury, apparently. At least the person that he's decided he wants to take it out on. You would have thought he would have taken it out on Cody and taken him out of the tournament, but instead he really wanted to target the person who beat him in round one. So we have Cody in the finals, going to be facing whoever is in the semifinals over on the other side of the bracket. This match itself, Cody basically carries it. Brock does, what we were going to get from him, 23. But Cody had a 67. It's not too bad. We advance our storyline. We gain some heat for this thing going on with Ace Austin. Apparently, Brock might be involved in some capacity. We got a hint of a heel turn from Cody because he saw it. He didn't call it out. He didn't try to stop it. He didn't even seem mad. He just took advantage of it, right? So kind of an interesting thing there where we clearly face Cody seems to not be something that will last for long, right? In this environment. Afterwards, we get a little bit of a quick beatdown. Ace Austin beating up Brock Anderson, walking away. Cody just watching. So again, not being involved one bit here, not being interested in the affairs of mortals. Cody Rhodes stares on, not interested at all. Fortunately, this loses a little bit of heat here, but that is fine. This segment only is a 39. It's like a 1 minute long segment, so it's fine. Our battle royal is rough. Someone got injured in it. Again, a lot of jobbers, but Allison Kay, we got Area Blake, Danny Jordan, Delilah Doom, who's part of our group, Jasmine Allure, Jesse, Camille's part of our group, Kylie Ray, Marty Bell, both part of our group, and then Ravina Vane, just grabbing people in the roster. We're going to have a tournament. We know there's only like 4 or 5 people that are actually matter here. Allison Kay wins the tournament. So, we got her. She was on night 1. She lost to Ramona Riot. Night 2, she manages to actually win in the Battle Royal. a former NWA champion herself, so a strong competitor, obviously. Final four were Delilah Doom, Camille, Marty Bell. Delilah Doom being the final elimination, and Camille getting the most eliminations over the course of the match. This match, unfortunately, doesn't do very good. It gets to 36, and one of our jobbers breaks her hand for the NWA. So rough, let's say. Yeah, QT, that sounds bad. And then we just, follow up with Alison Kay slinking away as the winner. And then we'll be facing the 4 champions in Crossroads. And then for our final of the night, we got a pretty solid match. Eddie Kingston versus Dave Boy Smith Jr. Rounding off the other side of the finals here. For semifinals, we got Eddie Kingston defeating Dave Boy Smith Jr. 14 minutes by submission, advancing in the tournament. A very solid showing by Dave Boy Smith Jr. 46. Kingston, obviously a megastar for us, getting a 63, and the segment doing very well, getting us a 63 as well. And that finishes the show off for us, leaving us with a tournament. I believe that's our final. No, not our final yet. We still have to get FA2 in Kingston concluded, decide who is going to get to the finals there. And whoever between the two of them ends up winning will be facing Cody. So we got a little bit of feud going on with Ace Austin and Brock Anderson. We got Alison Kay winning the Battle Royal. And then we got, our tournament still brewing. A lot of stuff happening. Overall, the show was fantastic. 59 increases our popularity in 18 regions. Pretty much perfect, even though we had a few underwhelming segments. All right, we got just a mess of contract signings going on out there in the world right now. Our show was viewed as awesome. So it's outshone some of the bigger companies' recent efforts. So right now the crowd's saying what we're putting on is golden. Can't complain about that. And unfortunately, one of our jobbers got injured during the process. We had 16,000 viewers, almost 17,000 viewers. Alison Kay left due to contract expiration. She only have 2 nights left? That's weird. I didn't see her having a little bit left. That seems odd. Well, we will get her back real quick about that. Shouldn't be an issue, I don't think. That would be awkward. Marty Bell's happy with it. Go ahead, written. 1 year covered. Yeah, that all looks fine. You're fine with the 200. That sounds golden to me. Not sure what happened there. When I transferred the save, it might have been that she had a limited number of appearances yet. I don't remember seeing her in the warnings, but maybe I missed it. Not a huge deal, but that's a little scary that we just booked her hard to be in a tournament conclusion, basically, for the women's championship, and then she just bounced the next day. But whatever, we can deal with that. We got one more go home show. We got to rush to the finish. We couldn't get tag team stuff happening. I'm thinking we're going to do a longer storyline for the tag division because it's just too much to cram in one pay-per-view event. So we're barreling towards Crossroads, and by the end of it, we'll have a women's champion and we will have a world's champion, and then we can start focusing on our television champion and then our tag champion. A lot to do, but all exciting stuff. Thank you guys for joining me. See you next time.